This is Princess Diana, and yesterday I spoke on the topic. Was that my topic? No, I talked about sugar daddies, sugar mamas, and sugar babies, right? Okay, so today somebody was discussing a topic about a woman. She was on social media and she was I think she was bragging about paying off her I don't know if it's her husband or her man's boyfriend's child support off. And it's like the whole purpose of that is your child support. If it's your child, you support the child, not another person paying for child support. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, and I just don't think that's a good thing to do in general. It's just not. It's just not a good thing to do. Most women are not on child support, but there are some women that are on child support. So this is more so, I'm talking about a guy that is on child support, and I don't know if he owed back child support or something, because it was like 24. I think she said, I think it was 24,000, but now if it was it had to be 24,000 unless he said it was 240,000. I think it was 24,000 something, right? I was like, girl, what are you doing? Because she said she wanted him to be able to travel with her and do all the things that she had in mind for them to do. And then the guy went ahead and showed his picture and stuff. Her man's picture, and I'm not, pictures worth 1,000 words, and he looked like he had much going on. I'm not calling the guy a bum or anything, but kind of had that look like, hey, yeah, I'll let a woman take care of me or whatever. Which, like I said, to each his own. But normally, there is a thing, y'all. Okay, men and women, listen to this. There is a thing where some women, they do want a provider man, but that doesn't mean they want to use this guy up. They will be doing things to contribute to the relationship too. May not be financially, but they like that. They want to live in their feminine. And what better way to live in your feminine to allow another person to provide, if they can, provide as much as they can. Make your life easier in that way. And then, hey, as a woman, even though you might not be contributing as much or anything financially, so you can contribute something if you need to, if y'all need that. Or if he doesn't need you to do anything, like he's like, good, baby, I got us, we're good, cool. Then as a woman, how you can contribute, am I saying it right, y'all? Contribute. You cook sometimes, during the week. You don't have to cook every day, but if you cook, shoot, if you're not, especially if you're not working, 3 times a week. If you're feeling good, 3 times a week, I think that's good. Unless y'all don't believe in leftovers or something. Maybe you can cook 4. Cleaning up and stuff like that. You'll probably be doing the cleaning and stuff. Not always, just depending on how much y'all, your man got going on, or if you want to contribute to paying for, or if he can pay for a cleaner, and then you clean up. Sometimes, like, you don't have to do the deep cleaning. Maybe y'all want to pay for somebody to come in once a week or every other week to do deep cleaning, and then you just, can, or if y'all got a vacuum thing, whatever, you just, pick up, and keep the house in order, if that makes sense. You don't have to run yourself ragged, I don't think, but you can take your time and tidy up and do things, get the house organized. But you can be doing all that stuff, like that's contributing. That way, man, when you get home, the man gets home. And this is I'm just speaking in a traditional sense. Everybody doesn't agree with this. Everybody doesn't want this or desire this, and that's okay. But I mean, if you do want that, hey, this is how the woman can contribute. If you guys have kids, maybe shoot, you don't have to have your little small kids doesn't have to go to daycare. You can save that money and y'all can use that for something else, or you know what I'm saying. The woman can of course give her food, but that's gonna cut down, man. That's gonna save you a lot. And the woman is at home. The babies women like to take care. Well, most women, they want to take care of their babies and give them the best. So they'll probably be cooking most days, as far as like making breakfast. So baby gets some wholesome food. So you give her money so she can go to the grocery store and make y'all wholesome food and stuff like that. You know, when I say wholesome, I mean whole foods. If you eat meat, you're eating meat, good meat. You know, cooked in your kitchen, by your woman, tasting just how you like it, and it's also allowing her to get better in the kitchen. And I'm just speaking in the traditional sense. If that's what you like, if you don't mind, cool. If some days, let's just say it's a situation where the woman works. Maybe she works full time. Maybe she's like, you know what, I'm gonna work full time for a while, pack some stuff off or whatever, and then I'm gonna cut my hours back. The guy's like, cool, I got us anyway, but if you want to keep working, that's cool. I like that, But it's no pressure, right? And then maybe once you get a certain age, maybe you want, y'all are planning so she can quit first or whatever, retire first because you don't mind, working as something you might actually like working. Most women don't. Y'all got to keep that in mind. But anyways, whoever's in there more feminine, they don't mind having somebody in their life who can provide a softness for them, okay? And then they'll provide a soft space for you when you get home. You've been hard working all day, and you can come home and she is in her better space because you're allowing her to have a softer life. That's how I look at stuff. That's what I like. So as far as understanding this woman, and she was bragging on her money and how much she has, and something about, I guess, the child, she was kind of dogging the child's mother, and that's a whole nother thing. I'm like, why would you do that? I get it. I mean, I don't get that. That's not cool. It doesn't matter if the child's mother or father is this way or that way. Like, it's so tacky to get on social media and talk crazy about that child's mother. If that's something y'all want to discuss, in the privacy of you all's home, you and that child's father, whoever you're with, and they, that parent, and y'all have some disgruntled things to say, you can say a little something here and there if that's what you want. You got your griping to do a little bit, your little complaints a little bit. Hey, you want to get it out, get stuff off your chest because maybe this person is stressing the other person out. Get it off your chest. Don't say stuff in front of that child. Try not to say bad things don't say it all. Bad things about the child's mother or father in front of them. Now, there are situations where maybe a parent is on drugs or really acting up, still I would not say bad things, but sometimes that child may have to grow up a little bit faster, and you kind of have to let them know, because depending on what they're experiencing, what they're seeing the parent do, they can't make sense of it. You have to have that conversation, the adult to child conversation with them, and kind of explain things to them in the best way that you can, so they can kind of make sense of things. And like I was telling somebody today, I was like, some parents, there's not a whole there's not a lot of people that you want to keep away from the kids, right? But there are some situations where you might need to keep a parent away from a child. If a parent is coming, if you have other loved ones or guardians or whatever in that child's life, grandparents or whatever, somebody who can be there for the child other than that parent. If a parent is a drunk or an alcoholic or whatever, and they're showing up drunk on a couple occasions, Don't invite them to the games anymore until they can get their stuff together. Matter of fact, you need to talk to the parent like, hey, if you show up, because some people act crazy when they get drunk now. Now, if they're a calm drunk, then maybe you can talk to them and be like, hey, you know, when we, just watch a little bit, okay, I'm going to ask you to leave, until, because you're smelling up, like you're smelling like some liquor or whatever, wine or whatever. I don't want you to cut up in here or act up in here, so you can just see us tomorrow, okay, in the morning or something, once you get over your drunkenness or whatever, or if you're high. Some people get high on some real strong stuff and drugs, and then they're stealing, they're doing all kind of crazy stuff. I mean, you got to be careful with it. Yeah, you can't play around with that, because some people, not everybody, but some people, there are people who sell their kids because they will sell their kids to the highest bidder or lowest bidder, whatever, just to have some drugs, just to get high one day, just to get high, because the drug is so powerful mentally, like it just chemically, I'm pretty sure, I know it's doing some stuff too. But so keep that in mind, keep the kids safe. It's okay if they don't see their parent for a while or whatever. And then some parents, it's like they just don't change. They'll be that way for a long time. That child might end up having to, when they get older, completely separate themselves from their parent. Maybe they'll have a relationship as a parent and child one day, a good relationship, but I just don't think it's really cool to allow, take these out, to allow the parent, if you can, like, they're not the only person that, this looks so weird, y'all, to be around the child, that has to be around the child. Like, please, like, keep that person away from them in places where they can embarrass them, because I've heard grown people tell this story, and it's so sad. I mean, unless it doesn't mean anything to them, but it normally can really put a damper on things and embarrass the child a lot, and it could probably do something to their self-esteem too. Okay, so I want y'all to think about that. But I started talking, y'all get used to this. I don't write stuff down, I just go off the cuff. So this person's lights, honey, it's starting to get dark. But yeah, so what was I saying? I'll start talking about something and completely go into something else, but it's related, it's interrelated, trust me, y'all. So the woman, how do y'all feel? I guess because I'm more traditional, so I'm not big on a woman providing for a man, and financially. We can provide in other ways. Man, y'all comment and let me know what are some ways that y'all would like a woman to provide for y'all that's not financial. Like, if you want, men who would want a wife or a woman, no disrespectful stuff, y'all, but like, seriously, because like, this can help a lot of women, because I think I'm just not big now. I'm not big on women providing for me. Now, if y'all are, like, let's say y'all just starting off, y'all young, you don't have it like that. But I'll say this: if y'all are paying bills together, if you could pay, let's say all you could pay is 60%, and then let her pay 40%, okay? And then as you go up and increase, don't overstep your means. What I'm trying to say, your means. Like, if you just got that raise, right? Don't go out here, and if you're in an apartment, don't go out here and buy no big old house or whatever. You're not there yet. Yeah, well, unless your raise is like $30,000, $40,000 more, then maybe you could buy that nice house or whatever. Doesn't have to be the biggest house, but depending on what you know what I'm saying, like, it's all different types of scenarios. So live within your means, and then as you go up in and you want to get a career or jobs where you can work on up, y'all. Work on your skills, get a trade, do something to help you be able to be gainfully employed or whatever, gain knowledge or whatever, so that you can get the skills that you need to be flexible, be not flexible, be able to acquire any, other forms of income, right? As far as business, maybe you got a job and then maybe you're like, hey, something as simple as you know how to cut grass, right? You know how to cut grass, learn how to cut it in the best way, like, in a way like, how when you, I don't know, I guess the vacuum cleaners used to be back in the day, you could, neatly do it and then have those rows going. Maybe you learn to mow grass like that, and then that's all cool. Learn how to cut hedges or bushes and all that stuff. Learn little things, add on some stuff, and then you can charge more for that. And that's just cutting grass. What are some other things like things that are, it's not learn to wash windows. Maybe you only do up to 2 stories, right? Learn how to use the power washer if you don't know how to use it, right? Take a job washing windows so you can learn how to do that. Once you learn how to do that, now you have a professional skill, and now you can have your own window washing business. Work for somebody who, a landscaping company. You learned that, you mastered it, you gotten good enough for like a year. Go ahead and do it for yourself. You know how to cut grass. Just start with the basics, and then after that, you start getting some money. Put money aside. You can get you a 360 turn and different things. Okay, take your time, and not a lot of time, but like when I say take your time, I mean just take the steps. Just take a little step at a time, little step, and then you can take bigger steps. You can take bigger steps, and you can take much bigger steps. Like think of it like that. It's not. What I say, it's not a sprint, it's a race or something. Yeah. Just, you're gonna be jogging. The joggers, like they can go longer than the sprinters. You get it? They have more endurance. I would think they have more endurance, okay? So just keep that in mind. That's little stuff. And there's other things, if I can think of some stuff. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. And I'll put my glasses back on. It's getting dark. I need my glasses when it gets dark. But yeah, women, y'all please stop doing it. That's not cool. It's not cool. I know some people really don't agree. Now, if you don't care, do your thing. But I don't think it's cool. Because, like somebody was saying, men, they don't learn the same way women do, and I know that to be a fact, given that I have a son and I can see some things. And I mean, men are great, just like there's some great women, right? They just they learn in different ways, honey. They have to sometimes they learn from those harder lessons. So if you decided to have a good time with a woman and she gets pregnant, if it's on you to make sure you will be a father to that child. Like, you're gonna be a father regardless, but like, try to step up and be a good father to that child regardless. If you just knew this woman one night, you don't even know her, 1 month, whatever, you don't even know this woman, but try to be there for that child. And then try to get to know the woman. Like, it doesn't have to be in a physical. You might not want the woman like that. You might have been drinking, whatever, right? But just try to be respectful as you can. Be a good father and be there for the child. The child support thing, go and pay that child support. But this will be a lesson to you to be very careful not to have a child out of wedlock again. Don't get mad because you gotta pay child support. I get it. But this is just one child. Now, if you go out there and you have many more children, don't ever say anything about child support, buddy, because you did that to yourself. After child one, you really are pressing it. Like, you really are pressing with the gas. I don't know. You're putting a pedal to the metal or whatever. You're doing a lot. Like, you're causing the child to get here, if that makes sense. Like, you're really playing a major role in the child coming to the earth. Okay, so just relax, chill out, use protection, precaution. Start relaxing, chilling out a little bit. Be more choosy with the woman that you procreate with. Okay, if it happened one time to where it's like, ooh, you messed up on that, right? All you can do is try to be the best father that you can be to that child and show them as much love as possible. Be there for them or whatever. That's all you can do. And you're gonna, more than likely, she's gonna put you on child support. If she doesn't, that's fine. That's cool. If she does not put you on child support, I want you to use some form of electronic payment, okay? So that you can have record of it. Got to keep those records of each and every payment, whether you're paying for clothes, whether you're paying for, lunch, whatever, if she said, hey, if y'all agreed on she needs $300 a month or $400 a month or whatever, depending on what your child, because every situation different. It might be in the thousands depending on the lifestyle that or where the child is going to school. Do they go to what's private school, all this stuff. So everything costs more or less, right? So figure out what it is that the child needs specifically and give her that amount. Okay? If you don't have it like that, you better try to get it. But work with her. If somebody's reasonable, they can work with you, they're making decent money, then shoot. Just, start off giving her half, and then once you get more, give her more. Do more for your child, because you are the father. You want to be a good example for that child. You want to show them what a man, or I'm gonna say a masculine man. If you want to present in the best way, like, hey, your mom looking out for y'all. You are my child, so I'm looking out for you. It's not so much the mother. Really, she's not a bad mom. She's a good woman. Help her out with the child. You know what I mean? And don't just give the child money. Be there for the child. Show up to the games. Take them to the game sometimes. Take them for the weekend. Shoot, if you can, take them to some doctor's appointments. She shouldn't always have to take them to doctor's appointments. Pay the co-pays. She shouldn't always have to pay them. If you can pay all of them, pay them. If she paid it, pay her back with the co-pays. Like, don't do that, y'all. That's y'all child. Okay? And I'm not speaking to the men that are already doing this. If you're doing this, I applaud you. You're great. You're wonderful. Awesome. Okay? To all the good parents, I wish you the best and keep up the work. To the ones that can do better, please do better. Like, it's not cool to not kind of like give your all. Be the best you can be for your child, man, because they are literally the future. They're the ones who might be choosing whether you're gonna be in a nursing home or not. Treat them good now. You better treat them good. Treat them good now. Treat all kids good, even if they're not yours. Show these people, show the kids respect. You want respect, you show respect. They're not yours, right? If they're not yours, or if they're yours, you teach them respect, right? With these kids now, you kind of got to show them respect, and then you say, hey, if they give say, hey, young man, young woman, I showed you respect now. Now I want the same for me. Okay? But yeah, it's no reason to. And then the woman was bragging about how much money she had and dogging out the child's mother and stuff like that, and saying, talking about the broke area where they live and all that kind of crazy stuff, but you gotta think as a woman. You just like men, see, you put yourself in a masculine situation, right? Men already go through this. They know what's up. So you're gonna put yourself in a situation to where a man, you don't even know if a man likes you for you. You don't know if a man likes you for you without money, okay? There are women out here don't know if a man likes them for them without money, honey. Ain't gave them a dime, and they still don't know. They trying to figure that out. But you gonna give this man money? You gonna give this man or pay for his child support? And now you really need to wonder if this man like you, because more than likely he does not. He likes your money. Are you out of it, girl? Are you out of your mind? Like, this is not a good thing, okay? And men think that women use men. Well, women get used by men too, y'all. With or without money. Like, it's a thing. Like, seriously, like, it's no sex. And when I'm saying no gender is better than the other. Trust me. We all have our things, okay? We all have our things that we can work on. So we shouldn't even have to go there, y'all. For real, I just want to spread that, because some people think they just all, it's just all the men, all the women, or this way and that way. Honey, we can all use some help. We can all do better in some things, okay? All right, y'all. I just want to say something, and it probably something else I could say, but I really don't know a lot about that. Providing for a man, like, that's weird to me. Like, providing financially, I'm sorry, y'all. That is so strange, and I don't understand why you would want to do that. And most men, like, okay, try to buy, if you like masculine men, buying them something or paying for something and they really haven't had that done, they'll kind of look at you kind of weird. Now, sometimes they'll be happy, but if you do it on a regular basis, like, they'll be looking at you weird. Like, I don't do it, but I've heard, like, some of my guy friends, they told me about, and they're masculine, right? Really manly men. They like providing, they take care of business. They're taking care of, mom and helping out with mom when she's, low on whatever, cash or what, money. And she needs help with bills and different things, and other people in their family. So they're those type of men. And we don't want to take advantage of those type of men. Do something for them, y'all. Be there for them. And you might not be able to be there for them financially, but be there for those men that are like that. Really be there for them. Those are some good men. What was I gonna say? Both of them, they said they've been around, they've met women that they had money, had their stuff together, millionaires or whatever, right? Nice big house, nice vehicles, luxury, luxury everything. And the woman was like, hey, one of them was like, this one lady, she was like, hey, let's you want to go somewhere with me, go somewhere with me, vacation or whatever. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to bring any money. I got you. And he was like, no, I'm gonna take my own money. Matter of fact, it was three guys. It was like, no, I got me, and they said they felt weird, y'all. They said they felt weird. It felt like they were being sunned, like they were a little boy, and they like feeling like a man. they didn't like, they thought it would be cool. Like, they literally, like, one of them, he was like, I thought it would be kind of cool. Like, hey, somebody take care of me for once. And he said, I absolutely felt weird and I don't like that. I'd rather get out here and get it on my own, which he does. And he had enough money. The one woman, she thought he didn't have what she has. And he has what she has, but he's not showy. He's kind of, more, he can present himself as rugged, tough guy, and not tough, but you know what I mean, like, no, probably grandparents had a farm or something like that, so he's outdoorsy, that type of guy, works with his hands. So he definitely didn't like he didn't like the other guy, the other second friend I'm talking about. He said that the one lady, she literally had a boy, we call him Do-Boy, had a Do-Boy in the car. Do-Boy is like a guy that'll do anything for the woman, but it's more like, in this situation, it's more because she has the money. She's holding the bag, purse. She's paying for everything. The lady was talking to him as if this guy wasn't even in the car. I think she was out pumping her gas, her own gas, while this grown man was in the car. And he was like, my friend was like, don't you got somebody with you? Like, why are you talking to me? Like, he kind of felt like, I'm going to have to defend myself because this guy's going to jump out. Because he was thinking, like, this guy's going to jump out and be like, hey, why are you talking to my woman? Or whatever. And she was like, oh, him, don't worry about him. He's good. He knows his place. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying every woman with money is like that. But don't y'all be out here. Don't be that woman. There are some women and some guys, their dynamic works, but you gotta ask yourself, does he want me for me, or does he want me for my money? That's what you gotta ask yourself. And more than likely, look in the mirror, because I didn't see the lady, but I'm gonna have to look her up. I just heard this from somebody else talking about it, but I think they said, she was not looking all of that. But even if, because I heard from the other guys, and like the other guy was saying, it doesn't matter even if you look good to them. If you're flaunting your money and it's all about your money, they're not going to like you like that. They're going to be thinking about your money. It'll be about your money. Don't go out here trying to, if you want to buy a man, cool. It might last for a long time, like Oprah. I'm not saying Oprah bought Stedman, but I'm not saying that, okay? But if you want something genuine, don't lead with your money. And I would say that for guys too. Some guys lead with their money because they want to play. And that's cool. If you want to play, just know you're just play. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying if you play with your money, you're going to get played for your money. But I guess if you know the game and you know that you want what you want the kind of woman you want when you want them. If they're cool with it, if they're about their life, hey, y'all play y'all games, y'all have a good time, and it's cool. But when you're looking for a wife, even though if you're a flashy type, you might want to calm down so you can have some money, because you just don't know what can happen. And you want somebody who loves you for you, who actually likes you for you. If you have self-esteem issues and you have money, or even without money, but if you got money or don't have it, you need to go get some help. Get some professional help so that you can love yourself, and then you can recognize when a person actually cares about you and loves you. Okay? You at least need to know if they care about you, because some people will be there. If you got money and I'm not saying everybody is going to treat you good, but there's a lot of people that'll treat you great just because you got money. and you're helping them out, which is not totally bad because you kind of get what you want, but it's like y'all gotta really just don't lead with money, especially for women. Okay, I don't think that's what you want unless you just want to play that game. But it's gonna be it's gonna put a reputation out there like that you're the type of woman that a man can use to get ahead in life. Or yeah, if you're down and out or something, the money stops flowing or whatever, or slows down, will they gotta leave you for another woman or whatever, right? That's not, I don't know, man. Y'all just think about it. All right, like, comment, and subscribe. Princess Diana.